Hi everybody and welcome to another video of the channel. Today I bring quite literally to the table a nifty little collection of action figures by Funko. So what the gentlemen at Funko have done was to recreate some of the most iconic characters in the horror genre of movies in the style of the vintage Masters of the Universe toy line. Right, so this little collection gives us the chance to revisit some very popular franchises of the horror genre. So starting off, and I'm going to start chronologically, this particular genre of movies functions a little bit like a football team. So you've got some people who are particularly fond of one and not so much of the other. For me, particularly, I enjoy them all, and I find the whole notion of this nonsense horror quite liberating and cathartic, actually. Okay, so starting off with the first movie, the figure we've got here is none other than Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the horror classic from 1974 from Tobe Hooper. Right, I must confess that this was the one that made me cringe a bit, because transforming this figure onto this barbaric, ensemble, it's kind of strange to have, obviously a chainsaw. Okay, so not much articulation going on. Traditional 5 points of articulation: arms, legs, and neck. He does come with 2 different accessories. He's got the mallet and he's got the chainsaw, as I said before. The sculpting is quite good, and throughout the series they've used the same blister but with different lettering fonts. Okay, so you've got the the Texas Chainsaw Massacre title for this figure. On the back, we've got the cross-sell for the 5 figures you can find on the series. Let me just say that this movie has proven instrumental in the genre. It has had several sequels, 3 that I can remember, the second one being directed by Tobe Hooper himself. But the character of Leatherface, it has been revisited ever so often. Marcus Nispel has made a remake on 2003, which started Jessica Biel. Okay, so this is the first figure of the lot. The second figure, the second franchise to be revisited here is none other than Halloween. Yes, the original one being directed by John Carpenter in 1978 and starring none other than the one and only Jamie Lee Curtis, but also Donald Pleasence. Yeah, so curiously enough, the gentleman at Funko screwed the way that the name is written. So it's not written M-E-Y-E, it is in fact written M-Y-E, Myers, okay? Right, so in an ideal world, I would have, an action figure that would be worth about $1 million, but that's just not the case, okay? Right, so this one has a couple of butcher's knives as accessories, okay? Once again, another curiosity is that in this case, they must have had some problem with the rights of the franchise, because the movie that they mention here is Halloween Resurrection, which was from 2002, I believe, or 2008 maybe, I'm not sure right now. Okay, so we've got 8 sequels for this franchise. We've got the 2007 remake by Rob Zombie, which has had a sequel of its own, Halloween 2, and by 2009, which was also directed by Rob Zombie. Yeah, okay, impressive filmmaker besides a musician. Right, we've got Michael Myers over here. On 3rd place, and probably of the lot my favorite figure, we've got none other than Jason. Yeah, from Friday the 13th, the classic 1980 movie by Sean S. Cunningham, starring among others, Kevin Bacon, a very young Kevin Bacon. Yeah, we got 7 sequels for this franchise, okay? Once again, we got another remake, this time in 2009 by Marcus Niespel again. Yeah, okay, I really enjoy the work that's been put on this figure, okay? If you ignore for just a couple of minutes the fact that if he moves in a barbaric world, and he's got an hockey mask, okay? So you've got quite gory details like the ribs coming out of his, yes, mutilated body, okay? Right, interesting enough. I'm not showing the backs of all the cards because they're all the same, okay? You've got the cross-sell for all the figures, okay? Right, so we've got Jason. So this is probably my favorite figure of the lot, okay? The next franchise to be revisited is none other than A Nightmare on Elm Street. And we've got Freddy Krueger. Once again, the gentlemen at Funko have misspelled the gentleman's name. It's not K-R-E-U, it's K-R-U-E. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, what can I say? So we've got the distinctive sweater this time only covering part of his burnt body. The distinctive sweater I was saying, but in these, very iconic colors, the dark red and the dark green, okay? His accessory has come loose, the razor blade finger, okay, the glove with the razor fingers has come loose, okay, it's supposedly to be here on this side, and as you can notice, his clothes are shattered to pieces, okay, showing his scarred body, as I was telling you before. So what I retain, this is probably one of the, all of these are perfectly iconic. This is one of the, traditional scare jump movies. We've got a very, very young Johnny Depp, yes, acting on this movie. And of course, we've got Robert Englund as Freddy. Yeah, okay. Right, so A Nightmare on Elm Street is the 4th one. And this series of figures would not be complete without addressing, of course, Hellraiser. Yeah, if The Nightmare on Elm Street was from 1984, Hellraiser is from 1987. And we've got here the masterful, tormented mind of Clive Barker working. Yeah, okay, so plenty of sequels altogether. I forgot to tell you, Nightmare also had 6 sequels, and it also had a 2010 remake by Samuel Bayer. Okay, so Hellraiser, okay, so we've got nine sequels so far, the latest one being Hellraiser Judgment. Okay, so and that film is from 2018, and you can see once again, because probably of rights concerning the films, this is from Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth. So quite a distinctive character once again. Pinhead, despite the overly simplified name, it's got some real, interesting developments in the film. It's a different kind of character. The horror it provides, it's quite garrulous in the way that it conveys its ideas, and ultimately, the notion of pleasure and pain sometimes touching each other in terms of the extremes. Okay, so this is the fifth and last figure of this little series, these 5 figures which revisit some of the most iconic characters of the genre. Right, you guys, I hope you've all enjoyed this video. I know I most certainly have. Alright, take care. I will see you soon, and it won't be soon enough. Stay safe, stay strong.